guys, how y'all doing? Hi my beautiful glam fam, and welcome back to my channel. I know you guys have been waiting for another story time, so I decided to film one today since I have absolutely nothing to do since I no longer have a job. Alright, so today I'm going to tell a story about the time I got catfished. And not only did I get catfished, but I got catfished for 2 whole years. Not just 1 year, not just fucking 6 months, none of that stuff. A whole 2 years, okay? I want you guys to keep in mind that I was gullible. Like, I'm not gonna keep repeating this throughout the whole thing because I believe everything this girl said. Like, every time she told me something, I believed everything because I just was that type of person. I didn't assume that people were lying all the time. Like, it just didn't register to me that people were liars. Keep in mind, when I was in 9th grade, I went to one school for an entire like 6 months, something like that, a couple of months, however long football season lasted. That's how long I was there. Literally after the homecoming game, after that last game, I was off and on my way to another school. So because my parents are in the process of moving and we were just like gonna move and start our whole life over. So when I moved to this new school, I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of people to talk to. All my friends I had grown up with in a place called Redford. It was a place that I was in before, and this is the same place that my last story time took place. This is where I grew up, and so leaving there, I had no friends. So when I came to this new school, I was struggling to make friends. It was really hard to get along with people, and it's not in the north like it is down here in the south. It was very easy for me to make friends here because everyone was so friendly and open, and they'll just talk to you. People in the north are not like that. If they have their cliques already made up, like some people down here like that, but if they have their cliques already made up, they're not gonna try to talk to you. They're not gonna try to conversate with you. They're not really gonna even look your way. So it was really hard for me to make friends. So I made sure that I was still talking to people because I'm a very outgoing person. I'm an extrovert. I really like to talk to people. If I'm not talking to people, I'm bored as fuck. So I had to keep talking to people. So I'm like, okay, back then, Kick was on and popping. Kick was the shit. Like, everybody was on Kick. Everybody, I don't know. Nowadays, nobody's on Kick. But like in the summertime when there's like a bunch of group chats, that's when I'm on Kick anyway. Yeah, like I was on Kick when it was popping like everybody else. And you know, Kick was like not like a very private place. Anybody and everybody can message you on there. You don't know who they are. You don't know if they're real. You don't know if they're catfishing or not. I never really paid much mind. I just wanted to talk to people. It didn't matter to me. So I met this girl named Lacey on there. She had messaged me out of the blue one day. She was in my little new chat bubbles. I don't know if that was a thing back then, but now I know it's separate to like where you can see who you've already allowed to message you, and you can see who are trying to message you, so you can press accept, or you could just leave it there if you don't want to talk to them. So she messaged me out of the blue. I didn't know who she was or where she was from. Yeah, her name was Lacey. I'm gonna say her real name or what she told me her name was because this isn't her real name anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So Lacey was a blonde. She was really pretty and she was English, she told me. She was really cool, so like I was texting her. I was like, yeah, cool, this is fine. You know, we're friends. Wrong, bitch. Wrong. I know, damn. Sorry, you guys. I thought my eyelash was coming off. I was about to flip out, but okay, this hair is getting on my nerves. Like, I was trying to do the little Caesar look, the little bangs and stuff, but now the bangs getting in my face, and I'm really finna just snatch this bitch off. Anyway, back to the story. So basically, you know, she just messaged me and we were cool. You know, she was cool. I was really cute back then, I thought anyway. I'm gonna insert right here a picture of what I used to look like when I was 15 years old in the 9th grade. Yeah, so I looked like that. I thought I was cute. I thought I was the cutest thing around. Got him! But a lot of people didn't think I was cute. But this bitch thought I was really cute apparently. So, you know, she was flirting with me a little bit. So, she told me she was a lesbian and I was like, oh, that's cool. She told me that she only dated girls. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I was bisexual, so that was fine by me. She was cute to me, whatever. My standards were a little shaky back then. She was real skinny, blonde, like I said earlier. She was a white girl. She was cute to me. I was like, whatever. And then, like, I never thought to ask how old she was, but I did ask how old she was, and I found out like a week later she was like 20, and I'm like 15, and I'm like, but I'm like thinking at the same time, I'm never gonna see her, so what does it matter in the first place? So I just continued on talking to her, and within like the first week of talking to this girl, she was so much drama already. And I, as a girl, if you are a girl or a female or a woman, you know you love you some drama. She was so much drama. She always was talking about something that was going on in her life, some crazy stuff, and I was like, I like this girl. She's always got something going. Well, one day she tells me that she hasn't lost her virginity and she's 20. And I figured that because she's a lesbian. So I'm like, of course, if you're a lesbian, you're not gonna have sex with dudes. That's just not what lesbians do, obviously. But I felt maybe, you know, she could have changed over. So I assumed she was a virgin anyway, because I was considering myself a virgin. So like, I didn't really have sex on a regular basis. That's not something I did. I wasn't very sexually active. I felt like I should wait for that type of thing. So I assumed that everybody I associated myself with was also a virgin. So she told me that she was a virgin, and I was like, that's cool, that's really great. And she was like, no, it's not, because I'm 20 and all my friends have lost their virginity and I haven't. And I'm like, well, you're a lesbian, so there's no reason for you to lose your virginity. And at this time, we were just friends, really. We were flirting, but we weren't really like, I was only 15. I didn't know really how to flirt hard or anything, and I didn't feel like we should date because she lived all the way in England and I lived in the United States, in Michigan. Why would I date you? You live all the way across the country. Bitch, are you dumb? Like, no. We're just friends, we're just talking friendly, and she told me this is how this conversation came about. And that's why I didn't really care the fact if she wanted to lose her virginity or not. That didn't matter to me. I liked her and all. She was cool, and I was flirting with her. But it didn't matter to me. I wasn't gonna be like, oh my god, you're gonna have sex with someone else other than me, maybe. Oh my god, you're gonna touch someone that's not me. I wasn't like that. So I told her, you know, if you feel like you want to lose your virginity, go ahead. And she was like, but I don't know who to lose my virginity to. I don't talk to any guys. And I'm like, what, you want me to find you someone? I'm all the way in Michigan and I'm 15 years old. You're going to go to jail. Don't try it. So I'm like, yeah, just, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, because the people that I know are here and they're obviously not going to be able to help you with that, and I can't help you with that, but whatever. So she told me that she had a friend who really liked her. His name was Max. And I'm like, well, if you're a lesbian and that makes you feel uncomfortable, I don't see the point in trying that. But she insisted on, you know, this guy was cool. So I'm like, if that's your best friend and you trust him, why not lose your virginity to him? Like, just, you know, if that's what you really want to do so bad, find someone you trust, someone you care about, and someone who cares about you, and lose your virginity to them. Because, you know, I can't obviously stop her. She's a grown woman and she's all the way across country. So at least I can give her some good advice. I was only 15, but I was really smart still. I knew that if you wanted to lose your virginity to someone, it should be somebody that you care about and that you want to keep this memory nice and fluffy for the rest of your life. You want it to be someone you're cordial with. You don't want it to be with someone completely weird and a stranger, just a one-night stand. Like, that's not very memorable. So she proceeds to tell me, okay, well, I'm gonna try it. he always flirts with me all the time, but I don't feel like, you know, I never flirted with him back. So I'm like, well, try it now. And so she tells me that she texted him and told him to come over tonight for a movie. I'm like, cool. And she's texting me the whole day, telling me about what she's gonna do and how she's gonna do it. I think I was in the middle of my school session while she was telling me this, but she told me she invited him over and he was coming over that night. And he came over and she was still texting me. They were watching a movie and I was like, get off your phone. Like, what are you doing? Get off your phone. She's like, okay, but I'm nervous. I don't want to get off my phone. I don't want to leave you. Like, I need someone to help me with this. I've never done this before. I've never kissed a guy before. And I'm like, it's fine. It's easy. You have to do this on your own. I can't just be there the whole time for you. You have to do this on your own. You have to figure out how you're going to do this. Is that coming off? Y'all, my eyelash. Back to what the subject is here. I can think of my eyelashes coming off, but I feel like it's just because whatever. But yeah, so I'm like, you have to do this on your own. You have to learn, because I can't be there every step of the way. Especially if you're going to be losing your virginity tonight. You're not going to have time to text me and ask me what to do next. So she tells me that they're eating popcorn and that they kiss and they make out. And she's telling me all this stuff while it's happening. This should have been red flag number 1. How could you be making out with someone and on the phone at the same time? If I were making out with someone, I would look at her and be like, why do you have your phone and why are you texting while we're making out? So like, I did think it was kind of weird at the time, but I didn't think like, oh my god, she's lying. She continues to tell me that they're about to, you know, So she tells me they're about to get it popping in her little apartment. So I'm like, girl, good job. You're a grown woman. You out, you're losing virginity. Great for you. This is what you want to do. Great. And she's telling me that it was cool. It was really nice and romantic. And she really liked how it went. Yeah, so I'm like, that's good. I'm glad that you had this experience. So the next day, she tells me that this guy proceeds to start blackmailing her and he won't leave her alone. I'm thinking he's her best friend, so I'm like, he's not gonna do no stupid shit like that. So that's why I told her like it was a good idea to lose her virginity to him in the first place, because he wouldn't do nothing like that. He's your best friend. Wrong. I was wrong. I'm always wrong about this kind of shit. Why does, I don't know, common sense, like, just, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, this dude is blackmailing you with what? Like, what does he have on you? I mean, I understand it's your best friend and everything, but what does he have on you? You haven't done anything with any other guys but him, so what could he possibly say? She was like, he took pictures of me that night. He has naked pictures of me. He said he's gonna show them to all my friends if I don't have sex with him again. I'm sitting here looking at this phone like, you are 20 years old, bitch. And you don't know that niggas ain't shit, and they're not going to just like, you done had sex with bitches before, and bitches ain't shit either. But niggas really ain't shit. And if you let them take pictures of you and stuff, all their friends are gonna see that shit, or they're gonna blackmail you with it. So I guess she didn't get that hint. She didn't get that idea. She wasn't really common smart. Apparently, I thought everybody knew that you're not supposed to do this type of shit, but she didn't know that apparently. So I told this bitch, why would you, I'm like, why would you let him take pictures of you? She was like, I don't know, he just happened. I don't think I was looking when he did it. I just kind of let him do it. I didn't really think anything would come of it or anything would happen. And I was like, oh my god, like, he's blackmailing, like, I don't know what to do. Like, this is nothing, this is way out of my experience league. I don't know anything about this. I had never taken any pictures for anyone. I'd never done anything like that. So I didn't know how this was. I didn't know how this went. know how to handle the situation. So I'm like, baby, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I've never been blackmailed before. Just tell someone. I don't know. You're grown. Like, these pictures, and if they leak, you can't really call the police. I'm like, I don't know what to do. Just ignore him. Just don't worry about it. Like, just if people send out these pictures, oh well, you can't really worry about it. And she was like, but I don't want my friends to see me that way and this and that, so I'm gonna do what he says. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do what he says. Like, he's blackmailing her for sex. And I'm like, don't do that, bitch. Don't. No. And so she's like, well, I'm gonna do it anyway because I don't know what else to do. Me being such a nice person, like this whole day she was like, yeah, we had sex and just a second ago, and he was so aggressive. He was pulling my hair, he was hitting me, he was choking me and slapping me. And I was like, okay, this has got to stop. We've got to do something about this stuff because I'm not having this. So I tell her, you know what, he's such an asshole. Like, he'll talk to her any type of way and all that. I'm like, nope, let me talk to him. Let me talk to the nigga since he want to play with my friend like this. So she gives me his kick. His name is like Max or something. I started talking to him, you know, like I'm like talking to him, and he's such an asshole, you guys. Like, he's telling me, I don't give a fuck you, and fuck Lacey, I don't care, she shouldn't have did this and this and that, and shouldn't have did this and that. And I'm like, bitch, who the fuck are you talking to, first of all? Like, I will beat your ass. So you need to tone it down a little bit. So I'm like going off on him, like, you need to stop blackmailing my friend. This is wrong. What you're doing is wrong, and you're completely wrong. So this is a little bit when my friend got involved, or my cousin got involved. We're gonna call her Gigi. My cousin Gigi got involved, and she loves British people because she was obsessed with One Direction. She's a couple years apart from me, so we're like best friends, and we told each other everything. We talked a lot. So Gigi, she wanted to become friends with this girl too. So Gigi was getting all the same information that I was getting, and Gigi also got Max's kick and was talking to him also. So we were both trying to get Max off of Lacey's butt because he was really becoming a pain in the ass for her, and we were trying to defend her. So Gigi and I were like talking like, oh my god, what is this going on? Like, this is too much. And so Gigi and I are talking to Max, and Max is being such an asshole to us. So for some reason, eventually he stops becoming an asshole, and we get him to stop talking to Lacey and really just blackmailing her and all that stuff. So once that happens, we all actually become friends. Me, Lacey, Max, and Gigi all become friends, which is completely weird because Max was doing all these horrible things. He apologized to us, and he apologized to Lacey, and we saw it, and we were like, oh, me and Gigi were like, oh, he became nice. We rehabilitated him. Thank God, we can all be friends now. He was like, can we all be friends now, that this Max guy? So I'm like, whatever. Max and I become friends, and he, somewhere along the lines, develops a crush on me and Gigi. He's always being flirtatious, and he's always being like, you know, really off-putting, strongly very attached to us. And we're like, I don't know how I feel about that. So like, I would try to text Lacey and him at the same time, but one of the other would always have that little S, which meant that it didn't send, or it's still sending, or one of the person who weren't on kick or something like that. I forgot which one it was, but that's what that meant. Yeah, so sooner or later I end up feeling kind of weird about that, you know, like, but I never said anything because like I said, I always have the best intentions in someone. I always think the best in people that I associate myself with, so I never think that it's going to be something fishy going on. I always think of the most logical and reasonable explanation for the situation. So Gigi and I also noticed this, and I had other friends that known that I was telling about this situation, and I had a friend named we'll call her Monica. I had a friend named Monica, and Monica also talked to these people online sometimes because it was really fun. So she talked to them too because I don't know how she ended up talking to them, but I think I was telling them about it in class one day. She was like, let me talk to them. They seem really cool and fun and funny. So like I gave her their kick, and she comes to class one day and she's like, I think Max and Lacey are the same person. And I was like, why do you think that? And she was like, because every time I text Lacey, she's off. Like every time I text Lacey, Max is off. Every time I text Max, Lacey is off. Okay, so I'm like, but you may be on to some shit right there. Like, okay, yeah, I hear you. I feel the same way. Like, I always thought there was something weird about that, and I thought about the fact that maybe Max was a catfish, but I wasn't thinking about that really. So from that moment on, I had always been skeptical and thought that Max was Lacey. Because Max, I never really saw many pictures of Max, but I saw a lot of pictures of Lacey. Lacey would send me, like, she was really nasty. Like, Lacey, she would always send me nudes. She would always send me a bunch of pictures, and she would always ask for them back, but I never gave them back. And so, like, I believe she was real. She was very consistent with her pictures. She had the same girl in every single picture, and they did not look catfish. Like they looked legit. So I was like, this is Lacey, obviously, but Max is what worried me because I felt as if he didn't. Okay. I felt as if he was giving me catfish vibes, and I felt like Lacey was him. For whatever reason she was doing it, you know. So I'm like, I'm just gonna let this play out for a little bit and see how it goes. Gigi and I are like discussing it, and we know like Lacey's Max. So it just starts getting out of hand. We're like trying to confront Lacey, and we're like, we know that you are like, that Max isn't who he says he is. We feel like Max is a catfish. And she's like, no, why would you think that? I know Max. Like, Max is not a catfish. And me and Gigi are like, yes, he is. You're him, aren't you? And she's like, no, he's not. Like, and we're like, so why is it that you were never on when he's on? And she had no explanation for that. So she was like, he's not a catfish. He's not a catfish. And she just kept saying that. And we're like, where's the proof? So why do you guys seem like one's on and then the other's on? Like, you're not making any fucking sense right now. So she's like, this is my brother actually, and we actually live in the same apartment, and we have to share a phone because mine broke. So Max is your brother. And she's like, yeah, Max is my brother.
Bitch, what? Bitch, what?
So, bitch, you had sex with your brother? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because that's disgusting. And she's like, no, I didn't have sex with my brother. All that actually didn't happen. I lied about that. I just wanted you to be interested in me. I wanted to have something interesting to tell you. I was like, bitch, what the fuck? That's fucking weird. So I'm like, whatever. She's like, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to be interesting for you guys. I wanted to have something to tell you. And we're just like, me and Gigi are so stupid that we actually fell for this. And we're like, okay, we forgive you. We love you still. You're still my best friend. And like, we still flirted a lot. So I was like, you know, I still like you. And whatnot. So we believe that Max is is Lacey's cousin or Lacey's brother. And I don't know why I keep playing with this hair. Oh, fuck yes. So basically we end up still talking to Max, and Max ends up still being me and Gigi's friend. And Max, mind you, Max isn't that big of an asshole anymore. He's actually really nice and sweet now. So we're like, cool. whatever, everything's fine. And then my sister and I, we get kind of skeptical again, me and Gigi, my cousin. We're like, okay, something's still not adding up. I still feel like Lacey is lying to us, and we still feel like that my bad, I was hella hungry. Basically, we confront her again. We're like, Lacey, we still think that you're lying to us. We still think that there's something going on. Because still stuff was being weird. We felt like it was just a little weird. I don't know, like we had bad vibes. So we confront her again. And this time she comes up with another story. She goes, no, Max is not me. I think we kind of just figured that they were the same person because they typed the same. They type exactly the same. Yeah, so the fact that they type the same was just like a red flag for us, like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't believe you. I don't think that Max is a real person. I think you're pretending to be him. And she's like, no, I love you. I wouldn't lie to you like that. Because at this point, she was telling me that she loved me and she was really into me. And I used to talk to her about everything. We would talk all the time, and I would tell her I love her too. Even though I don't feel like it was really like, I mean, I did, in a sense, because I'd known her for so long, but at the same time, I knew that bitch was a liar. I knew she was lying those times, so I couldn't really fully love her. So, I was getting kind of fed up with her lies. She kept telling us stuff. Like, the next thing she told us was that Max actually was her brother, yes, and he was actually she had a child by another person earlier on in her life named Chloe. She sent us a bunch of pictures of her and them together. It was a little girl with blonde hair and she was so cute. And like, she kept telling us that, you know, this was the reason why this was happening and this was the reason why this was happening. There was so many red flags going up. So I didn't know what that had to do with anything, but I believed it. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know why I believed this stuff, but I believed it, and I continued to talk to her. So after I talked to her for about a couple more weeks, like, my friend Gigi, my cousin Gigi, she tells me that she's in love with Max. Bitch, I was like so like weirded out by that, because I'm like, okay, but you're not a lesbian or bisexual. You don't like girls. And she's like, I know, but I love Max. And I'm like, but you know Max is Lacey, right? And she's like, yeah, but like, not really. Like, I believe that it's not anymore. I don't know, I can't help it. I love him. And I'm like, but you know this is Lacey. Because like, we figured that, but she didn't want to believe it. She didn't want to believe it because she really loved him. And I'm like, this is a fucking girl. Like, this is Lacey. You're not in love with Lacey. So like, I don't know what the fuck who you in love with, but you ain't in love with Max, because Max is not a real person. So we confront her multiple times and she continues to tell us different things every time. Like, I remember this one time we confronted her and she told us that she actually didn't have a kid, which really upset me. Cause I'm like, why the fuck would you tell us you have a kid when you really don't? That's stupid as fuck. So in the summertime, I felt like I really trusted her and I liked her a lot at this point. And I trusted her. But I knew she was lying about the fact that she was Max, but I didn't really pay much attention to that. So I'm like, you know what, Lacey? So she asked me for a nude and I sent it. So the first time I ever sent a nude. And the only time I ever sent a nude. until I got grown. So that may not be accurate information, but we gonna go with that right now because that's what I remember. So it's the first time I ever sent to someone I felt very comfortable sending her a nude because we were both girls. I didn't really like a nigga. I would never do that for him. Even if he asked me, even if I loved him, even if he begged me, I wouldn't do it. But for girls, it's different to me because we're both girls. Like, I feel like we're both girls. We both know what this looks like. I can trust her with this information because she knows this. She feels she has the same parts. She knows if someone were to expose her, she would be really upset about it. So I proceed to send her this nude, and I trusted her. And a little while after this, like a couple months later, I felt like Lacey was still lying to me about the Max situation, which she was. And I was like, you know, like, even though she kept giving me excuses and I kept believing them at the time, every time I would snap out of it and I'd be like, you know what, Lacey, you're not gonna lie to me this time, and I'm not believing any type of shit you tell me. If you don't admit to me that you're a Max, I'm leaving you because you're trying to make my little cousin fall in love with Max, and I'm not liking this. And Max is asking her for this, asking her for that. So I'm gonna need you to stop doing this to us. Stop doing this to my sister or my cousin, Gigi, and get the fuck out of my life because you're a liar. Like, this, I went off on her. And I was like, I don't ever want to see you again. You know, like, I'm finna block you. Because she didn't want to tell me the truth. She wanted to keep lying for no fucking reason. So I'm like, whatever. I don't want to talk to you no more. So I block her on everything. Let me tell y'all what happened that scared me to fucking death and made me cry. I get a random ass message on Kik talking about some hate. Is this you? From some random nigga I didn't know. And it was a picture of me. It was my nude. The one nude I sent her. And I started crying. I was so concerned, and my cousin Gigi was there with me. She was like, what's going on? And I told her, like, this random guy has my nude, so obviously Lacey sent them out, or Max got a hold of it somehow. And I'm like, so I asked the guy, I'm like, how did you get this? Yes, that's me. How did you get this? And he's like, I saw it on Instagram. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? So Max is like texting me, or Lacey Max. He's texting me like, please talk to Lacey. She loves you. She wants to be with you. And if you don't talk to her, like, she's gonna be mad. Like, she really loves you. She's gonna kill herself. She's gonna do this. She's gonna do that. She's not gonna be happy. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care. Maybe she's a liar and I don't want to talk to her. She's mad annoying. So I'm like, I don't want to talk to her. He's like, I don't care. Well, if you're not gonna want to talk to her, then I'm gonna take your nude and I'm gonna post it for everybody to see. And I was so concerned with this, even though we had none of the same followers and this nigga lived in the UK. I was so concerned with this. I just was so mad, like I was crying. And so I unblocked her and I basically was forced to talk to her again. This stupid whore. So I talked to her like I was her girlfriend, and I made her my girlfriend. And I was talking to her and I like telling her I love her and all that stuff. Because, you know, this is what he wanted me to do to keep my pictures from being everywhere. And so I was so upset. I didn't want to be with her. I didn't like her. I didn't want to even talk to her. So my cousin Gigi was like, this is statutory rape though. You're 15. You're not of legal age. So if people see this, he's gonna go to jail. I was like, So I was like, good. Like, I don't, because I didn't want to do that anymore. Like, I didn't want to talk to her anymore. So I basically told him, if you send my pictures out, I am going to tell the police on you. And I was like, I'm not talking to her no more. and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm deleting all this. You better delete my picture, or I'm calling the police and I'm gonna have them kick your ass. That's what I'm gonna have them do. Even though they're probably just gonna put you in jail because you're white, or maybe even let you go. I'm gonna have them kick your ass if you don't leave me the fuck alone. So keep in mind, I'm thinking this is Lacey, but sometimes I had a feeling that it wasn't. Sometimes I did. Like, I went in and out of having this feeling. So at this time, I felt like Max was his own person, but he wasn't who he says he was. So at this time, like, so I felt like talking to him any kind of way. So at this point of my life, of our lives, it's like deep in the summer, and I've known this girl for like a year by this point. I block her and Max because I'm sick of this shit and I don't want to deal with them anymore. So I blocked them for like a good 6 months because I had no drama, but I missed her. Like, I really did like the girl and I wanted to talk to her and see how she was doing and be her friend. So I unblock her and I start talking to her again. You know, like, we become cordial, we become friends again. And she also starts talking to Gigi again. And at this point, she admitted to us that she was Max. Or she didn't admit to me because I wasn't there, because I had blocked her and I was so done and sick of dealing with her shit. But Gigi was still her friend. So Gigi found out sometime in the summer that they were actually the same person and she was lying about it. And she told Gigi. But I didn't care because I'm like, bitch, I knew that. I was not surprised. So Gigi was kind of upset because she was in love with Lacey or Max. So she was kind of really upset because she kind of wasted her time. And I was like, girl, I told you. But I told her, like, I always told her. And it always made me so fucking mad because she didn't want to listen to me. But hey, that's what you get. So I was like, I don't care. Like, cry yourself a river because you really just did this to yourself. But that was still my girl, so I was like, whatever, I love you, but you know, you should have known that. And by this time, I'm thinking there's no more secrets, everything's cool, and that's why I was still cool with her I became back cool with her because she told the truth. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt and we're gonna talk again. Because I really missed her. I think when I met her, I was 14, and by this time I was like 16, or turning 16. So basically she was like, yeah, I have something to get off my chest, because when I would try to ask her to talk on the phone and stuff, she didn't really want to, and I thought it was just because it was a long distance call and it cost so much money, and I was like, whatever, I never thought much of it. So then she was like, I have something to tell you, and I was like, what is it? What could it possibly be? Like, what? And she tells me that she's not who she says she is. And I'm like, what do you mean you're not who you say you are? Then who are you? Because I had pictures of this girl, I had all types of stuff like that made me believe that this is really her. So I was like, what the fuck? What? Like, I was shook, like confused. That really confused me. So when she told me that, I was like, okay. And I was like, well, now, she didn't want to tell me initially. Like, she stopped wanting to tell me. She was like, I'm not going to say it because it's going to ruin us and we're not going to be friends anymore. And I'm like, that doesn't matter. You told me that you had something to tell me, so now you have to tell me. So I had to press her for it. And then she tells me, you know, I've not been honest with you 100%. I'm not who I say I am. I'm not Lacey. And I was like, excuse me? She was like, yeah, my name is Column. I'm from New England and I'm a male. When this bitch or boy, nigga, motherfucker, whatever you want to call him, told me this, I was livid because I had trusted this person and I given her my trust, him, her, whatever, given him or her my trust, and I had given him naked pictures and he had seen all these things of me, and I loved this person, and I could, like, one of the reasons I loved this person so much was because of who I thought they were. And this bitch lied to me about everything. Like, none of it was true. None of it could have possibly been true, especially the daughter, which I already found out wasn't true, but none of this was true. Everything was a lie. So I broke down into tears. And I was so fucking upset. Because this person I loved they weren't really who they said they were. I was so confused, you guys. I didn't know what to do. So I blocked her. And I get a message from someone on Facebook, and I knew this person. I knew they were from Kick. They were a fucking weirdo, and I blocked them. And you'll never guess what his name was. Callum. So I knew this person before I knew Lacey. Way before I knew Lacey. And this person had given me so much trouble that I blocked him and I didn't want to be his friend. He was really needy and really annoying, kind of like Lacey. I didn't put the two and two together because he kind of acted a little different when he was Lacey. So he also tried to catfish me with his brother because he thought that I would be more attracted to his brother. This guy was not very attractive, still isn't very attractive. And I think he's really weird. So I tried to be his friend and I ended up blocking him because he kept trying to catfish me with his brother, he perceived his brother to be a real asshole, and I didn't like assholes, so I was like, I don't like this. Like, he was like, you like my brother more than you like me, and I was like, no, I don't like either of you. I like you as a friend and I don't like your brother at all. So like, I knew it was him at one point in time because he wouldn't send me a picture, and I was just like, whatever, I'm not gonna deal with this shit anymore. So I blocked that guy. And come to find out, this guy came back into my DMs as Lacey and catfished me for 2 years. This is my story time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, let me know if I could have put more details in there. I don't know if I left anything out. Like, it's so hard to remember because it was so long ago. But yeah, you guys. And before we go real quick, I'm gonna go talk about this hair. This is actually, I'm gonna bring it all to the front so you can see how much hair is on here. So much hair. This is actually a wig. Yep, this is a wig. And not only is it a wig, but it's synthetic. It's not real. This is actually the Ultra Penny wig in the color 4, and this is 26 inches. This goes all the way down to my waist. It's really, really long. So yeah, and it feels really light and soft. And I just wanted to let y'all know that really quick in case y'all thought that a bitch grew hair and grew all this big curly hair in about 2 days, because I just filmed another video 2 days ago and my hair wasn't looking like this. So yeah, in case y'all want to know where I got this and how much it costs, I'll let you guys know in the description box below, and y'all can look for this wig. It was very cheap and inexpensive, and it's really, really soft, and I'm really loving it. I haven't worn it out yet, but this is my first time wearing it, and anyone really seen me in it. Yeah, but I'm so glad you guys decided to stick this out, and I may make this into 2 parts. If I don't, whatever, but I may make this into 2 parts because this is a really long video also. But thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys have been catfished before, let me know in the comments below, or you can DM me on Instagram and tell me your story. I love to hear stuff like this. I'm sure everyone has a catfish story, almost. Everyone who isn't like, or people who just, I don't know, I don't have common sense, so I get catfished a lot. I actually have another story time about that. Stay tuned for that one. But this is my 2nd time in a row posting a video for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see next, If you enjoyed, I'm gonna need you to give this video a big thumbs up, and I'm gonna go for 300 likes on this, because, or views even. I don't know how to do this. Yeah, just, yeah, you know what to do. Love you guys. Bye.